It helps if I add myself to the stream before I go live. Whoops, that's a great start. Good evening, all, and welcome to Fighting Fantasy Friday. We didn't stream last week because I ran out of StreamYard minutes. And as you're probably aware, it's $25 a month to upgrade your StreamYard account. If I was streaming 3, 4, 5 times a week to 40 or 50 people, then yeah, it'd be a no-brainer. It's $25 a month is not a lot of money. But to enable us to have one extra 2-hour stream on a Friday, which is all that's happening, it seems to be getting in the way of one Friday stream. $25 is a lot of money. It doesn't feel worth it. My Incarnate subscription cost me $5 or $6 a month, and I get much more out of that. So that's the way it is. Greetings, Halakha, and greetings, Mage's Musings. Are you well? There are 4 people watching. Hopefully a few more will join us. I been a little busy with work and didn't put the link out. I didn't create the stream particularly early today because hello Elfbait, because as you know, I work in retail and it is Christmas week, and my shop today has it took more in the first 4 hours than it had in any individual day since last Christmas. So yeah, it was a tad busy. So that's good. It's good that the shop's getting some money in, but because it's been a rocky few months. We're not doing brilliantly over here in Britain at the moment, money wise. So let's see how we do tonight. Anyhow, with our book, I can't remember where we got to, but thankfully I have found the character sheet from last time with a few notes on it. This has got to be the one we were playing with. It's the most recent one, and we did find a key we can use. Oh, a -10 for the under the cellar stairs secret door, which will hopefully help us. Anyway, I think we best just crack on and see if anybody wants to pop in and help or hinder me. You're more than welcome if you want to pop in and chat. Keep me company. Right, I do have a beer to keep me company because I've got used to having a beer while streaming. It seems to be just the done thing. And here we do have somebody who has
taken for the second one, for those who want to see. You know.
Oh, you got 2 T-shirts with that set, did you?
Yes, I bought an extra one, which was this one. So I like colors a little bit more than black and white.
Colourful one, yeah. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. So I am being joined by Omanal, which is excellent. And yes, a Merry Christmas to all of you out there, to nerds the world over. I hope your Christmas is full of role-playing goodness. I know all our games will get cancelled over Christmas because people have family duties, but that's the way it is. We can go online and talk about it, can't we?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, we'll see in how many dice I won from Goodman Games for guessing the amount in 3/4 tons.
Guessing the amount of dice in 3/4 of a ton.
Yes, they had 3/4 of a ton of dice, and they said whoever gets the closest wins. And then I got an email yesterday that said you win.
Was it an imperial ton or a metric ton?
That's an excellent question. I just have to assume that it's based off of poundage because we're in the U.S.
Right. And did you, being a fellow nerd, did you weigh some of your dice, work out how much they weighed, and then try and do the maths involved?
No, because I submitted it before I got my 2 pounds of dice.
See, what I'd have done is I'd have got some electronic scales, and I would have weighed a big handful of mixture of dice, taken the average, and then just multiplied it.
Well, I kind of did that. It says 2 pounds of dice has between this many dice and this many. And I went, okay, I'll take kind of somewhere in the middle, and I'll just multiply that by 750.
And you were there or thereabouts. So you've got how many what have you won from Goodman Games?
So I bought this 2 pounds of dice, but now they've said that I've won more dice, and all it says is the winner wins a lot of dice. So I don't know what a lot of dice is in Materne.
See, that bag's quite a few dice. I mean, that bag's a decent amount of dice.
Oh yeah, and it's the 30s and everything else in there. So we'll find out. You know, if I have enough dice, apparently friends will be getting plenty of dice too.
Yes, Christmas presents for years to come. A handful of dice, another handful of dice.
Hey, you know, you have to buy specialty dice to get those D24s and D26s. And,
you do, yeah,
and D30s. So.
Merry Christmas, Roland. Cheers. I've actually got a lager tonight. I don't normally drink it, but we've got. It's quite chilly here, so it's not cold, but we've got all our Christmas drinks are sat on the back step, just keeping cool. We don't need to put them in the fridge or anything. And I just thought I'd try a cold lager and see what this is like. The wife bought some, and it's quite pleasant. Hello, Frank.
So what's your temperature over there? Because here it's probably about, I think it was 13 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, and when I went swimming it was 27. So
ours is a bit warmer than that.
Okay.
And
this is in Texas, so
yeah, in Fahrenheit we're probably in the 40s.
Okay. Well, that's not.
But it's perfect because I don't like very cold beer because I'm British, so it's perfect beer chilling weather. It's not quite really cold, but it's just nice and refreshing.
I like, well, not beer, but most of my drinks I like are about 50-55 degrees. If they're too cold, it seizes up my throat. And so I don't blame you.
No, I mean, this isn't. I like it just cold enough to have a little bit of condensation on the glass. I think that's about right. Being a Brit, we moan when the temperature can be described as not mild in either direction.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's much as everyone wants to talk about things. So,
right. Anyway, does anyone remember where we actually got to in the book?
Where's Elle? Shouldn't Elle know?
Elle usually know. I don't know where Elle is. By the way, he was late to the stream and was lagging on the stream on Wednesday, so maybe his life is just about an hour behind at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Right, I have actually written a number down here, but I've written 353.
I agree with Elfbait about filling kids' advent calendars with miniatures and dice. Yes, that'd be great, except it gets awfully heavy. So,
thank you, Frank, for the nice words. I'm doing N4 Treasure Hunt next. There's one more session of the game to go. I could probably review it with what I know so far, having read and prepped it and run 2 sessions of it. But I might, just for completeness, just wait to see exactly how it concludes. So we shall see. But so there is N4 Treasure Hunt in the offing. I know the sort of things I'm going to say already, and I know my opinion of it in general. It might change if the finale either goes exceptionally well or bombs. So we shall see. We shall see. But it might bomb because of me. It might bomb because of the players. We don't know. It might. That's what affects all reviews. It's your experiences of an adventure. If I was to run the best module in the world with a group of people who don't look beyond the character sheets, I'd probably have a lower opinion of the module because it hasn't worked so well. It's natural. That affects it. I do try to be objective, but
you just need more Gingerbeard. Gingerbeard makes every game module better.
Yes, yeah. I don't think I've ever played D&D with Gingerbeard. We played as a player. We played together in DK's game, which was originally based on DCC and is currently based on sort of an OD&D. Sure. It's in a world. It's in a world that doesn't feel D&D-ish at all. And then I play in Gingerbeard's Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game, and he's played in multiple Cthulhu sessions with me.
So how are you liking Warhammer Fantasy so far?
I think it's pretty good. Obviously, I've not seen any mechanics actually from behind the screen. I mean, I'm only experienced him as a player, and I haven't read anything in any of the rule books beyond just creating my character.
Sure.
I've only learned what my character needs to know. I need to know to run my character. It's as simple as that.
There are sometimes I wish players would only do that, and that because people talk about playing the character sheets, but also a lot of characters only play, or players only play the rules. You're like, stop it, break out of that mindset and do what you think would work, and then let the GM, educate from there. Yeah, it's the
first game of Call of Cthulhu I ever ran. I got hold of a PDF of a scenario. I had played in 2 sessions. I didn't own any books. All I knew is it was a percentage-based game under your skill and the basics of how sanity works from having 2 characters go insane. And I just improvised my way through a session with a scenario in front of me, and it still worked because it's so simple.
There are a lot of games like that. I think sometimes especially as you start looking at more and more systems, you want to add more and more mechanics and bolt it on.
Yeah.
And then you go back to something like OSC, like, wow, this is so easy. Why did I mess with all the advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know anything about things like any of the more specific rules regarding major wounds, and I just assumed death was at 0 hit points because that's what had happened to me in the games. But obviously I read those and learned them. I was like, oh, is that what's meant to happen? But it doesn't make the game any better or worse, in my opinion.
If you have players willing to do it, sometimes I think the simpler rules are the best.
Yes. Yeah.
I think for mechanically based people with me, yes, it works well to win dice numbers. But other than that,
yes. And of course, you do have a past which involves winning dice numbers.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. They haven't posted yet. They said it's going to be the 3rd one, so I'm waiting for it to come up so I can see exactly what I wanted and how many dice exactly there were. So.
Right. Anyhow, we're going to start our. Just going to make sure I've got enough dice here, and my little tray that I roll in, so you don't hear it click clack too much when I do the rolling. I've got this little padded tray, which is ideal for rolling when I'm streaming. And right, 353 is where we got to in this book yet again. And if we die in this tonight, we'll start something else, right?
And we'll come back to that one again in October, I guess.
Something like that. Yes. I already think to be honest, I think we've messed up anyway already this time around,
really?
because we've gone downstairs too quickly.
Okay.
Because I haven't got anything weapon related on the character sheet, and this first one we're already downstairs, so I think we're dead already. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's soldier on. And this is where we got to 353. The door opens into a large but cozy drawing room. The dying embers of a warm fire burn in the hearth. Comfortable chairs are arranged around the fireplace. 2 glasses and a decanter stand on a glass-top table between the chairs. There are plants in tall stands on either side of the windows, and there is another door next to the one you came in. Do you wish to explore the room further, or shall we leave through the other door? Or shall we have a little tipple from the decanter? What do you remember about last time we were here? So, already, we're making a decision very quickly. And I'm not going to remind you what happened last time. So are we going to explore? Are we going to leave through the other door? Or are we going to have a little tipple as it's Christmas?
I can't remember which one's the. Oh, yeah, I'm kind of with Mage's musings on this. Let's get sauced as long as it's not the.
As long as it's not the white wine. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't keep wine in a decanter, do you? You keep brandy and port and things like that in decanters.
I don't know. Everything that I buy comes in a big bottle. So. And then I just put in the refrigerator to use for cooking at another time.
Well, over in America, you all buy that Crown Royal stuff, don't you, to get the bags for dice?
I know lots of people do. Absolutely.
I've never seen it.
I haven't.
I'd never heard of it until I saw people showing off Crown Royal dice bags.
Well, I think that's because most people mix Royal Crown with Coca-Cola and drink it that way.
I've never seen. Well, what is Crown Royal? Is it whiskey? Is it?
Oh, no. I'm not a drinker, so I'm a teetotaler effectively. So let's see.
I was almost teetotal until I started doing these streams. It's you lot have driven me to having a beer on a Friday night.
It's Canadian whiskey.
Right, okay.
And you're right. They do come in those nice purple bags. And...
Yeah, I've seen the bags. I mean, I've seen lots of D&D players showing off their Crown Royal bags, and I had no idea where they came from until someone posted a picture of a bottle of something strong in one of them.
The alcohol I bought was mostly Hungarian wine and some German wines, and then I'll get some port for cooking and Marsala also for cooking. But Ouzo and Metaxa for those of you who are Greek and familiar with those.
I don't drink whiskey anyway. I don't like it, I'm afraid. I've tried to like it. I just don't.
Well, I think rum. A lot of stuff if I use it's to put in for cooking, and I boil away a lot of the alcohol anyway. So
I don't mind a drop of rum.
A spiced rum, especially if you can put that in like cake or some other things that are.
At my sister's wedding, we some of the family went there the day before. It was in quite a nice hotel. We didn't, because I got young kids. We didn't. We joined them for the main day. But apparently, my brother and my brother-in-law, who was getting married to my sister, sat and drank whiskey at the bar in this nice hotel, and were just putting the drinks on the room tabs, and they didn't quite realize what they were drinking.
Oh no!
And the tabs ended up being in the region of £600 or £700.
Oof.
They were drinking 25-year-old single malt, properly oak aged.
Well, you know what's funny is I had some, and I think one was 12 years and one was 25 years or something like that. And it was somewhere in there. And I tried it. I actually liked the younger version rather than the older. It was like, yeah, okay, this is twice as much, but I think that the cheaper one tastes better.
See, whiskey would be wasted on me. I don't like it. I'll drink brandy. I'll drink Southern Comfort. I'll drink rum. I'm not a fan of vodka.
Okay, so let's see. So they just posted
tequila.
They just posted it's 9,280 dice, and I think I said 9,263. So
that's pretty good. That's pretty close.
It was something. Well, okay, let's see. It was off by 815. So that was.
My wife needs to learn to sew or knit or something. I think that would be great. She doesn't do any of those things.
She needs a loom so she can make one, those nice tapestries, so you can hang those up. And,
My wife's hobby, and it sounds really sad, is she sits and watches a lot of detective shows on the telly or reads detective books. And while she's doing it, that craft glue, that white craft glue, and you get on your hands and peel it off your hands. She sits there, and all she ever wants for Christmas is a couple of liters of this glue. So while sat watching her TV shows, she's got this bottle of glue and she's rubbing it onto her hands and peeling it off. and that's her hobby.
I just remember the kids eating, just never understood where kids would eat the glue. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't remember glue eating.
The little white craft, well, exactly. It's the Elmer's glue that they have. But I also remember using that for flock and everything else whenever you do miniatures.
Yeah.
So,
I've
You know,
got a
there
little
you go.
supply. I've got a little supply upstairs hidden from her.
Oh,
Yes, yes, she buys liters of glue. She gets through probably 2 liters a year.
Whoa.
Both, Frank. Yeah, and that's the worrying thing. She likes the real life ones as much as the stories. So she knows the methods used by most serial killers throughout history.
So to be fair, when I was a little kid, I remember doing that. We'd spread it all around, and then I would do this to rub it off too. And I remember having fun with it, but it never got up to the point where I'm like, "Mom, can you buy more glue so I can pull stuff off?" However, I'm sure her hands are clean after she's done. There's no dirt left.
Well, no, but she moans that she gets cracking of the skin around her knuckles, and could that be glue related?
That's an excellent question. I don't put it on the knuckles. I just put it on like the
It's all over her hands. She's there for ages, bailing it. Anyway, right, okay, we were gonna have a tipple. We've got to crack on. Right, we're gonna have a tipple. Right, okay. 292. You pour a measure of the deep brown liquid into one of the glasses and hold it up. It looks safe enough, so you take a sip. Delicious. The brandy warms you inside as it slips down, and you may add 3 stamina points.
Wow.
I think we need to start making notes. Brandy plus 3 stamina. Because we've cocked this book up so many times. You spy a hip flask on the shelf in one corner, and you may take some of the brandy if you wish. Yes. So I'm going to say we've got a hip flask of brandy.
Oh, good. So that gives us another 3, I guess.
I'm assuming, yes. Well, now you look around the room. Do you want to examine the corner shelf where we found the hip flask? Or shall we examine the fireplace and the mantelpiece? Or shall we leave this drawing room? I remember this room. Right, so do we examine the corner shelf where we found the hip flask? Or do we examine the fireplace and the mantelpiece? Or do we leave this room?
Oh, we had to search because we were trying to find the secret door.
I don't remember mint-scented glue.
I don't either. He must be. What kind of school were you going to? You must have gone with some kids that really had some money in their family, because we just had the cheapest possible.
Yeah. These cheap plastic pots in the middle with a glob of glue in there, and kids just shivering their fingers in, going flicking at each other.
It was just the Elmer's, crappiest glue you could get, along with the scissors that couldn't cut. Why can't we get us decent scissors with like edges?
Because they're dangerous and you can cut each other and yourselves.
I don't know. I think I injured myself far more from stabbing myself with pencils than anything. So
it's an early version of health and safety. The fact that you got blood pencils and not sharp scissors in schools.
This is why kids can't have nice things anymore. I don't know if you ever saw the U.S. where they used to have playgrounds, and you look at them like, there's a death trap just waiting, and yet they were full of kids. Okay,
yeah. And none of them died.
Amazingly,
some of them might have got burns from the slides and might have got bruises and cuts.
Oh, geez, the slides, especially in the South during the summer, and people would wear shorts. Like, what are you doing?
Yes, because they'd be red hot. Even here, you'd slide down a bit and they'd be leaving trails of skin behind them as they were sliding down. Thank you, Halakar. Have a safe journey home. Yes. Thank you as always. And sorry about what happened to your t-shirt. It's not my fault. Tried to buy a t-shirt from Redbubble, and whatever the printer Redbubble uses hadn't got that t-shirt in that type of t-shirt in stock, which was annoying. Yes. backspins on uneven bars. Yes, I've done those things. Yes.
Well, and now they
Yes.
got rid of all the merry-go-rounds. I went, come on, that was part of the fun. They're like, well, kids could get injured. I said yes, and every kid knew that as he was holding on for dear life as they were spinning it faster and faster, and then you see one guy go, you know,
exactly.
And usually it was the kid that was spinning that was the one that would get really hurt because the legs would fly off and hit him. And, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a story about that elf bait. It's my ex told my son, okay, he's not allowed to play with guns. So I put him next to the military cannons because they had this. And so he was, you know, all over the cannons that they had next to the military museum. And I said, look, he's playing with guns. And she got mad. Because around the military, guns refer to artillery, not to pistols or rifles. So, anyway.
My kids have both done archery. I've got when they were on holiday. They enjoyed that, but I don't think they've ever fired a gun. I don't think my wife's ever fired a gun. I fired a shotgun at clay pigeons.
Mm-hmm. I did.
That
I've done
wasn't
the
too
same.
bad. I hit about 70%.
That's actually really good. Really, really good. So yeah, I used to catch. You know, I fired bow. The only thing I don't think I've used is a crossbow. I've used compound bows and regular bows. I'm like, if it shoots, I'll do it. So,
I tried archery and I was terrible. Absolutely shocking because I've got to keep your elbow up, and my elbow was doing that. Yeah.
You were probably using too high of a poundage. You need to go down and work your way up. So
I just use whatever they gave me. Anyway, have we decided what we're going to be doing in this room? I don't think anybody. No, only Halakar, and he's gone. He reckons examine the mantelpiece. Right. Well, everybody in chat. There's 6 people in chat. 6 people in chat, and only Halakar has voted. I think he's gone from chat now.
Well, I said the fireplace too. I just didn't put it up there, so now I've written it up.
Okay, so you've said fireplace. Halakar said fireplace and mantelpiece. Same thing. Okay. Or the corner shelf where we found the hip flask, or shall we try and leave the room?
Yeah, I thought that we already drank from everything. So
I've actually finished. So I'm. Next time we have a decision, I'm going to disappear downstairs.
Okay.
Okay. So, because I haven't got work tomorrow. Hurrah! I'm off for Christmas now.
Oh, very good. And you're not running a game tomorrow? I feel cheated.
I can run a game on Christmas Eve if you want, but I've got to go to my parents' house, and I'll probably be drunk when I get back. Right, because my mum, she likes my mum and my brother, they brew their own, and it always flies around on Christmas Eve.
Well, very good.
Right. A fine carriage clock sits on the center of an elaborately carved wooden mantelpiece. A number of letters are jammed in behind the clock, and you reach for them. But as you do so, your sleeve catches one of the carved images in the woodwork, and it moves. You lean forward to examine it. It is a small, carved, demonic face, which can be moved sideways. Do you want to see what lies behind the wooden face? Or will we have a read through the letters? So what's behind the face, or will we read the letters? And while you're making this decision, I'm going to go get myself a can. And I'll leave you in the capable hands of Omen Owl, who can advise everybody. Back in a minute.
Yeah. Quick crawl into the mouth. Yes. That's the part that I do miss about I kind of like the letters. I don't remember. I remember that we had it. We also got the number of where we can go. If we know where to go, that we can turn to that certain number. But yes, Elfbait, I agree with you. It's. I still think that it shouldn't have killed you instantly, because I would have liked to see the guy just do this with his legs as he goes in. Like, oh, you don't die if you go in. We can pull the guy out. And then you go all the way in. Then it swallows you. What would be more fun is you just have you go and go halfway, and the legs get stuck like this, and then you find another area where his head's in the other side. So, um, for those who are familiar with the Tomb of Horrors, so we have 3 for letters.
My dog didn't want me to come back upstairs and come back on the stream. She was sat at the bottom of the stairs looking at me as if to say, "Don't go upstairs, Daddy. Don't go upstairs. Don't."
I thought the
Wagging
dog
my
was
tail.
allowed up there.
She's allowed up here, but she's she's in the front room with my wife, and the room's really warm. And
Oh, well, okay. Well, I can't blame her at this time of the year.
right, I was told off for muting myself when I did the psht of the can, so you're going to get the psht. Do you hear the psht?
Yes, I did.
There we go. There we go. Back on the Guinness.
Oh, okay. You need the ones that come like this, and you pop them on the side, and it pops the cork.
This one doesn't. What it is my dad likes a Guinness, and we always buy him a crate of cans for Christmas. And my wife bought him the wrong ones, so we bought him another crate, and I've had these ones. So it was a beggars can't be choosers one, but I like Guinness anyway, and it doesn't bother me too much if it doesn't go. Psh. I do prefer the one that's smoother with the creamier top, but
Okay.
This tastes nice. The dog is called Misty, as in play Misty for me.
I was thinking the Misty Mountains.
Misty
from
Mountains.
Lord of the Rings.
I wasn't thinking that. My kids actually named her. But it's a name that's worked perfectly. Right. So. Right. We've got more votes for letters. No, I've never let my kids watch Play Misty for me. They were probably thinking more of the Misty Mountains, or just they thought the name sounded nice. But I only said that because just to say, in case you didn't hear it properly, I said Misty as in Play Misty for me. You know exactly what I mean. But little Misty is my doggy. She's a Sprocker Spaniel. She's half Springer, half Cocker.
I like the big fluffy dogs, so Great Pyrenees.
Both of her parents were working dogs, so she's quite slender. And she's got good intelligence. She's intelligent. Both her parents were. If parents are working dogs, then she's going to inherit a bit of them. They're a clever breed anyway, but she's a quick learner. She's bright. She's friendly, and sometimes do wish she got a bit more of a bark on her, because she's the worst guard dog ever.
Oh, I had a border collie, and she barked at everything, including planes. So.
Well, they're too intelligent for their own good, border collies.
Well, she was a true working. She had that strong herding instinct, and since we were just kids that lived, she would herd all of us kids into big.
Yes.
And if the kid broke off, she'd go bring him in.
Yeah, but you can't blame her, because that's what she was bred to do.
Oh yeah,
she's
a great dog. We have more stories from her. The big.
Yeah, because she's in it. You can have a big, friendly, fluffy lump of a dog, or you can have this quirky dog who does odd things, and yeah, it doesn't matter. Dogs are lovely. Dogs are great creatures. Much better than cats.
I'm not a cat person. I like cats that think they're dogs. Those are cool, but I don't like cats that act like cats.
I don't dislike cats. We wouldn't have cats as pets here. We're not in the right sort of place for them. It's quite a busy road.
Yeah.
And you just want to let cats out and do cat things. And if we a little more out in the countryside, yes, fine, but not when we've got a big main road like 100 yards one way, and our road, though our road is quiet most of the day, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, that we get a lot of school traffic cutting through our estate. So, and it's a way of avoiding a few routes, and you get constant streams of cars coming past at half 5, 6 o'clock at night as well. So, anyhow, where were we? We were going to do the letters, weren't we? 364.
Yes.
It was only Frank who went for the face. Everyone else went for letters.
That's right, Frank. You have to go for the throat. Remember that.
The letters are not particularly interesting, except for one from a foreign address, written in immaculate handwriting with a broad-nibbed black pen. It is addressed to the Earl of Drumer and appears to warn him of possible dangers. It starts by describing a raid of some sort on the writer's house and how he narrowly escaped being caught. It ends with a PS which says, "I also suggest you further protect yourself by changing the password on your own cache room. I, for one, know that it is Goathead. How many others know the same? Why not change it to something which will remind you of the sound advice of a good friend?" Is that a clue? The letter is signed by Count Pravemi. You read through this again and replace the letter. Do we now wish to leave the room, or shall we turn our attention back to the small wooden face?
Face.
Mace to the face. Are there any other weapons where that sort of rhyming would work? Because mace to the face.
I don't remember. I keep thinking that this was something else.
Axe to the ball sacks. Axe to the ball. Yeah.
Well, I thought it opened up somewhat of a pit trap Mage's Musings, but I thought that got us downstairs, which was the whole point, and then we could use something else in there. So, but I also remember the little things that came out of it. And then we beat them with a pot.
So we've got 2 going for face, 1 going for leave the room. It's a quiet one on chat tonight. I've not got quite as many as usual. Might be my fault for not getting the link out there soon enough.
Well, and I'm going to try doing some Vermintide while you talk. So
that's fine. Okay, we have 2 for face and 2 for leaving the room. 8 people in the chat at the moment. We do need a casting vote. Hello, Daniel.
Hopefully you have a nice fire going.
Yeah. Yes. I'm only on my second beer, so I tend to start getting verbal diarrhea after 3 or 4 beers. It's when I start on the port that I have trouble.
Oh, okay. I think I used the last one I poured up in my spaghetti sauce.
Seventh cider. Yes, that will have kicked in by now. Well and truly. Okay, so Daniel has cast the vote and he says the face. Small wooden face on the windowsill. Mantelpiece. No, mantelpiece. I don't know why I said windowsill. Oh, yes, I do remember these. Drinking Quest. I don't know what Drinking Quest is because I'm guessing it involves drinking. Drinking game we used to play up at, when I was at university was the James Bond drinking game. You sit and watch a Bond film, and every time they say James or Bond during the film, you drink one finger of beer. Do it with beer or cider. Don't do it with anything stronger. One finger of drink, which is hardly about that much. Whatever they say, James or Bond. 2 fingers for James Bond or Mr. Bond. 3 fingers for 007.
Oh, geez.
And every time he beds a woman, you down whatever's left in your glass. I will say now that Thunderball is an absolutely rubbish film to play it to. You might manage 6 cans of beer while the film is on. However, The Spy Who Loved Me will have everybody being sick by the second half of the film. And we used to like it when it was. We've got 2 main channels over here, BBC and ITV. When I was at university, there were 2 main channels. We didn't. This is early 90s before we had any form of satellite TV or anything like that. And BBC there's no adverts.
Okay.
No breaks in the film. No breaks in the film. And ITV, you'd have an advert break every 15 minutes. When the Bond film was on BBC, you had to put a bucket in the corner of the room because you weren't allowed to leave the room to go to the toilet unless while the film was on. So we had a bucket in the corner of the room when we played it, which is, yeah, right. Yeah, that sounds good. There we go. Yeah.
I might have played that game. Of course, we played in the library, so we weren't allowed to drink the alcohol. But
yeah, if somebody's got that game, we could play it on a Friday night stream. I haven't got the game, but if you've got the game, and we can arrange the right number of people to all come in and get a full 6 people out here. Gingerbeard's given up beer, hasn't he?
For now, along with alcohol, he's become boring.
He has, yeah.
But I mean, great for him.
I was going to say the old school Gingerbeard. That would have been absolutely fantastic because there's a man who knows how to chug his beer.
Oh, geez.
He's a big lad. He's Gingerbeard.
How tall is he?
About 6'3".
Oh, okay. So just a little bit taller than I am.
It seems everybody on my channel who comes on my channel is quite tall. DK is 6'5".
Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah, but you know, that's well, we really worried if he was 6'5" and he was in French. That would be after a discussion with about how tall Napoleon was.
Sometimes people look tall, and sometimes people. I mean, I've been told people were surprised when I said I was only 5'5" because apparently I look taller on this than I actually am. But I'm only 5'5", 5'5.5". And to me, Gingerbeard didn't look tall. Major's Musings, I would say from when I have seen you, you do look tall. I would have guessed that you were above 6 foot, yeah, even though I've only ever seen your shoulders upwards.
Well,
Yes, the puppet is less than 2 foot. Yes. Right. Where are we now? Right. Yeah. I've got to start reading, haven't I? I'm getting distracted. The little carving moves to reveal a button set in the mantelpiece behind it. You consider whether or not to press the button. As you are deep in thought, you do not notice what is happening to the fire. In the grate, the fire has come back to life. Strong flames are licking up the chimney and a considerable heat is being given off. You feel the heat and step backwards, and as you do so, two small figures leap from the fire and face you. These fire sprites are small. They come up to your knees. They'd come up to my waist, but their flaming bodies burn with the vigor of the fire from which they arose. They hover in the air just above the carpet, but if they touch anything, it bursts into flame. Shall we try and fight them, or shall we try another approach?
I thought we did another approach is the smart way to do this one.
There we go. Fire sprites. Elfbait, I'd have said you were about 6 foot as well. You don't come across as a small person when you're on there, so I wouldn't have been too far off. I have no idea how tall Saxius is or isn't. Haven't got a clue.
Well, depending on the how thin people look, you think they're taller also.
Yeah.
So.
I'd say Saxius is probably average height. Yeah.
What is average height exactly?
about 5'10", 5'11", 5'10"-ish.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask
that.
is because I've been to Cambodia and I was like a giant there. So
well, I was tall when I went to Japan, so I'm only 5'5.5". In fact, I am probably 5'5" now. I haven't measured myself for years. I don't want to look. I don't know Saxius. I've never met Saxius. I can foresee in the next 12 months that I can foresee something. I think I'm more likely to meet Gingerbeard. I'm going to say that now because I know he has a connection to the Birmingham area where I'm from.
Okay.
And I don't know whether he'd be up for a beer or not. And I don't even know if Saxius does beer or not. I know I've never.
Well, even for myself, even when there is something like beer, it's not that I won't go out. I just won't drink it. That's all.
Yeah, true.
You're there for the people, not necessarily for the alcohol.
Saxius lives about 2 hours from me, and Gingerbeard's probably about 3 hours from me.
Well, it sounds of it, he lives in some place that sounds a lot more rural than the rest of you guys. So,
who, Gingerbeard or Saxius?
Saxius.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I know the part of the country he lives in. I would be freaked out if I met a Japanese guy who was 6 foot. But there again,
there's few.
There will be a few, of course there will. Because, I mean,
Sure.
there are always outliers. I mean, an average.
Oh, yeah. That's what gets me is people don't want to talk about outliers.
No. I mean, the Dutch are the tallest people in Europe, but you'll still get short Dutch people.
Mm-hmm.
Right, another approach. Okay. Excuse me. How will you hold off these advancing creatures? Will you pick up the brandy decanter or move slowly backwards towards the window? So are we considering using brandy to take out fire creatures, or are we going to move slowly back towards the window?
I thought that we moved back to the window because they had because we beat them last time with the pot.
We did indeed, yes. You're not wrong, Roland. Yes, Major's Musings remembers. Potted plant with dirt. Yes. So we're going back towards the window. That's what we need to do. Remember where we've got things right in the past, and not listen to what Einstein said. Isn't madness attempting the same thing multiple times and expecting different results, or something like that?
I never viewed that as insanity. I always thought that was just
Insanity.
stupidity. That was, if you can't learn, you're stupid. It's not that you're mad; you're just stupid.
The fire sprites follow you as you back towards the window. Pretending to be terrified, you make for one of the plant pot stands and attempt to hide behind it. But when the sprites are near enough, you strike. Grabbing the large plant pot on top of the stand, you hurl the contents over the little creatures. The soil covers them and douses their flames, and in an instant, they have disappeared. Turn to 375. You step back up to the fireplace and examine the secret button again. Shall we press the secret button or shall we leave the drawing room?
Okay, now this is where I thought we pressed the secret. Well, isn't there a number we're supposed to go to that it says?
Yes,
you'll know
Mage's
when you
Music.
get-
We are doing this book over and over, so yes, we are insane.
Yes.
Officially. Beating this book, though, is it's one of those things that needs to be done, a badge of honor, because
Yeah.
it's meant to be one of the hardest books out there. Somebody did argue last time saying, oh, it's meant to be one of the easiest. No, it's not. No, it's not. This and Creature of Havoc are supposed to be the two hardest. And you'd be glad to know. There's Creature of Havoc.
I don't think I've played Creature of Havoc. I don't remember.
I did play it years ago, and I don't remember ever completing it. I think Al may have been trolling when he said that. I never know when Al's being serious or not. That's the thing.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
He definitely has his moments.
he does. Yes. So we leave the drawing room, 218. Did we enter this this drawing room from the hallway or the study?
Thought we entered this from the study.
Did we enter from the study? I don't remember going anywhere near the study.
Oh, what was that room? Was that the hall? Sorry, I was thinking.
Let me just check the study description. See if
Sure.
No, we've definitely never been in the study.
Okay.
We've got 10 people in chat now. We're starting to build up. Hello, all new chatters who've joined us. Don't be silent. Say hello. Right, so we've entered from the hallway. So that says we go to the study.
Okay.
So we are in the study. Old leather-bound books line the walls, and the only source of light comes from a single candle burning on an antique desk. You walk over to examine the desk, which is made of beautiful wood and has brass-handled drawers. A piece of paper rests on the blotter. As you look at it, you're suddenly aware that something strange is happening. A large brown letter F is forming in the right-hand corner. You gasp as the word "find" appears in a child's handwriting across the top of the paper. We have to add a fear point now. Oh. We finished last session on 11 fear points out of 12.
Oh no, we're dead.
We're dead.
Oh geez, I thought that we gained health from the brandy or the.
No, we gained
stamina.
stamina from the brandy.
Okay.
We are dead. Bollocks. I will show you the picture. Oh, I'm not very good at lining this up with the camera. I think my camera may have twisted round at some point. There we go. Focus. Okay, don't focus. We died. Hello, John. We died from
Fear.
We'll never know what the rest of the message said. Right. I think I put this book away for now because That must be 5 attempts. It must be. Or is it 4? House of Hell. Yes, I think that was about our 5th attempt. I mean, we could play it again if everybody in chat wants to play this same book again, or we can try a different book.
What's our option for the other book?
Right. Our options. I'm not going to suggest Creature of Havoc because it has a huge introduction that I would have to break down and shorten before we play it. We have this one, which I've never played, never seen before. Bloodbones. We have Sword of the Samurai.
Okay.
We have there's a spell system in Citadel of Chaos that I haven't read, so I cut that, ruling that one out. We can't start that one. We could reattempt the Sorcery series with the Shamutanti Hills. Failed at that one twice so far.
yes, that never.
We've got Crystal of Storms. We have got the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which we've attempted once and failed. We have got Forest of Doom, the one we did. We've completed that. Got The Gates of Death. We've never tried that. City of Thieves. We attempted that and we failed. And the second part of the Sorcery series, but we haven't finished the first part. So these are your options. There are 8 books here. House of Hell again. The ones we've attempted. House of Hell multiple times, City of Thieves, Warlock of Firetop Mountain, and Sorcery. We've attempted all of those 4, and failed 1 or more times. We've never attempted Bloodbones, Sword of the Samurai, Crystal of Storms, or Gates of Death. Does somebody... Shall I shuffle the books? I'll shuffle the books. Omanal, that big bag of dice you've got, dig out a D8.
All right. You're asking an awful lot out of here. No, fine. All right.
I have shuffled the books. There we go. They are in
5.
order.
Number 5.
Number 5. Are you sure you want number 5? 1, 2.
I'm not saying
3,
I'm sure
4,
I want any
5.
of these.
Number 5 is Bloodbones.
Oh, I'm not even familiar with Bloodbones.
We did try Warlock once, Frank, and to be honest, I don't think it did so well on the stream because there was a lot of very short passages and very quick decisions, and it didn't seem to flow quite as well. I think it's a good book in terms of playing. Okay, cheers, mages. Right, Bloodbones. What I know about Bloodbones, because I did read the intro to this one, is it's got the standard skill, stamina, and luck, but you also roll for your gold pieces at the start. So let's roll some dice. Okay, we start with skill 9, stamina 19, luck 9, and gold pieces 21. Our stats are very average. Our gold is quite decent.
Okay.
Shall we begin? Bloodbones. The background: the dread pirate Lord Cinnabar, Bloodbones to those who feared him, was once the scourge of the 12 seas. Now he is back from the dead, seeking revenge, with the dark powers of voodoo at his command. But you have revenge of your own on your mind. Cinnabar murdered your family when you were a child. Only you can prevent a new reign of terror by destroying the pirate captain and his crew of cutthroats. Come hell or high water, Bloodbones must be stopped. There's a space missing. It's Bloodbones must is all one word on there. Yeah, I mean, Warlock. We got right to the end. Cheers, John.
We just didn't find the right
keys. Yeah, we got right to the end of Warlock. We didn't find the right keys, but what I found, fights are very simple. It's a sort of book where you are expected to get to the end, but it's frustrating because you have to go in exactly the right path. And we just hadn't got the right keys. But it was getting through the maze just took forever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to read the whole background because it's quite long. Okay. 6 pages of background. What do you say? Too much.
Can you summarize it?
I haven't read it.
Oh, okay.
You're a pirate. Cinnabar has killed your family. And you're on a boat called the Jolly Roger. And there's somebody called... Oh, I don't know when this book was written. Right. Have any of you ever seen a TV show called The Mighty Boosh?
No, I don't remember that.
It's a comedy show in Britain. It's a very odd comedy show.
Aren't they all?
There's a character in it who's absolutely disgusting called Old Greg. And I've just seen that there's a character in this called Old Dreg. Now, I know this is a recently published book. I'm wondering if it's a bit of a piss take. Okay. I'm just going to read the last point of the chapter. Tendrils of fog are swirling around the boats of the harbour and oozing along the streets of the town. You return to the Jolly Roger, so obviously you've left the Jolly Roger, and sneak down the side alley next to it. In the midst of the shadows at the end of the narrow alleyway, you can make out 3 figures standing over a 4th, cowering on the ground at their feet. Wasting no time, you draw your sword and dash towards them. Hearing your approach, the 3 pirates turn to face you. The burly characters are ugly, scarred rogues, and the biggest of them, who is easily wielding a heavy wooden club in one hand and holding a bullwhip in the other, looks as if he has some ogre blood in his lineage. At the pirate's feet lies Dreg, beaten, bruised, and only half conscious. "Here's the snooper," growls the half-ogre. "You're no match for us. By the time we finish with you, you'll be feeding the shrimps. Or rather, the shrimps will be feeding on you." The other 2 pirates burst into coarse laughter at their companion's joke. "Yeah, you fish bait." So clearly you've annoyed some people. In the 5 pages I haven't read of introduction, I can't be bothered to read. Right. So not knowing the background, still laughing, the ruffians advance towards you. Apart from the half-ogre, there is a well-built bearded man missing most of his teeth, and a leaner rogue with 2 ugly red scars running down the right-hand side of his face. What shall we do? Try to escape, charge one of the pirates, or stand firm and fight and prepare to fight the rogues? I'm going to have a picture, if it'll focus.
Charge the pirate? Let's see.
Oh, have I been messing with the location? Look, let's move my camera across a little bit. That's better.
Yes, there we go.
The art's not as good as in the older books. So, Without knowing all the background, we've clearly come across a bunch of nasty pirates. Shall we try and run away? Shall we charge one of the pirates, or shall we stand firm and prepare to fight them?
I say charge.
Charge.
I don't know. What does everyone else feel?
Well, I'm guessing by the lack of fast responses, they wanted me to read the introduction.
Well, I figure this way: if we're going to go down, I want to go down fighting. I want to take them by surprise.
It's a book about pirates. We've got to find Cinnabar and kill him. And apparently he's dead, but not dead. So he's going to be a vampire pirate or something. Roland says we stand firm and prepare to fight the rogues. But Omanal says charge. And nobody else is commenting. 11 people in chat. And 9 of you are just sat there going, don't know what to do, can't be asked.
You're failing us.
Yeah, chat are failing us tonight. Any life in chat at all? Or are people cooking with the stream on in the background and not paying any attention to what we're saying?
Come on, I'm playing a video game, guys. Even I'm putting up more of this.
There we go. Daniel says charge. Roland's
I don't
being
like
outvoted
waiting
at the moment.
around. If you're going to kick my ass, then kick my ass. But I'm not going to wait for you to kick my ass. That's why I say charge.
I wonder if you take out one of them, will the others run away? I don't know.
Well, that's an excellent question.
Okay, singers chat just aren't playing ball tonight.
All right.
We are charging one of the pirates. 357. Wake up, chat. Wake up. The pirates are not expecting this reaction from you, and you're able to wound one of the rogues before they know what's going on. Yes. Bite their kneecaps. Yes, indeed.
I've never played this, so I don't know. I'm just...
I didn't know this book existed till I saw it on eBay for about £3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It turns out it was the one that was half written when they cancelled the original series.
Oh, really?
And it was revived when they redid them. Okay, we've got to fight 2 pirates. They have skill of 6. I've got a skill of 9. First one, we've already wounded him, has only got 5 stamina. I'm rolling the dice now. We've won the first round. We have a 3-point advantage. No worries, Frank. At least you've told me. There's at least 7 people in chat who have just sat there, just paying no attention, probably trolling me.
No,
Make Geek think he's got plenty of people in chat, and just put the stream on and walk out. Gone to the pub. We've won the second round. We've kicked the first pirate's ass. The second one's got a bit more stamina though. Dice are working well for us tonight. Dice are absolutely on fire. Oh, hang on. I cursed us. We've just been hit. There we go. Yeah, we've killed the pirates. If you win, the half ogre steps forward to fight you. So, do we face down the half ogre, or shall we try and run away? Guessing this was going to be tougher. I like the book to start off with a fight straight away. 11 people in chat. Make your decision. Fight the half ogre. Sorry, fat gamer. Well, clearly somebody dropped out at the same time as you arrived. So you've got a choice here. Do we fight a big half ogre, or shall we try and run away from it? We've just beaten its mates.
I say let's fight. I want to fight.
It's Christmas. We've got to fight for our right to party.
That's right.
Hello, Brian. Bit of Beastie Boys. I will say now, Sabotage by the Beastie Boys is one of my favourite songs to come on in on a dance floor and cause me to behave like I did when I was in my 20s.
I'm old fashioned. I like a waltz and the partner.
Sabotage is a great record. I mean, that sort of that one note distorted bass line. Is it one note? It's one chord. It's so simple. But it's genius in its simplicity. The Beastie Boys were taking the mickey out of a lot of things, though, weren't they? They were very tongue in cheek, and they were, for a group of tearaway sort of rap cross punks, they were they were fairly talented. Which Madness song did you listen to, Brian? Was it Night Boat to Cairo by any chance? Night Boat to Cairo. I've been listening to since Terry James passed away the other day. Not Terry James, Terry Hall. Since Terry Hall passed away the other day, I've been listening to a lot of the ska revival stuff from the late 70s and early 80s, and yeah, Madness is in the loop. If you don't know Terry Hall, he was the lead singer with a band called The Specials, who were huge in Britain around sort of 79, 80, 81, when I was about 8 years old. And they had one hit called Ghost Town, which is an absolute anthem. Just describes Britain in the late 70s and early 80s really well. And the rest of the YouTube play. Yes, Madness were very much on the pop end of that genre. The early stuff was a bit more ska revival, but they became quite poppy later on. But some of their songs, The Prince is a great record. One Step Beyond, Night Boat to Cairo, Embarrassment is another good track. There's some good records. The whole UK ska scene in the late 70s, early 80s, it was a crossover between traditional ska and punk. So yeah, Frank, the lead singer on Ghost Town passed away this week. He was 63. So what are we doing anyway? We're fighting, we're taking down the big guy. Dropping his whip, the half ogre moves in to attack you with his club. Frank, you're a year older than me. He's skill 8. I'm skill 9. We've got a slight advantage, but he's a bit tougher. He's got a fair bit more stamina. So let's see how we get on. We've tied on the first round. And he's hit us on the second round.
What is his combat skill? Just curious.
His skill is 8. We've got a combat skill of 9. So we've got a 1 point advantage, but we've tied one round and lost the other. So it's not going so well so far. And we've tied the third round. The dice have turned. Oh, there we go. There's a win. But he's got 9 stamina, so it's going to take 5 hits to kill him. He's hit us once. We've hit him once. Tied again. Yeah, that's a win for us. The odds are we should get him, but probably hit a couple of times. We've got him again. Dice are rolling very averagely now. Oh, I've just rolled double one for us, so he's hit us. Oh, indeed. Oh, indeed. And he's hit us again. This isn't going too well. Got him this round. We've both hit each other the same number of times. Yep, got him. We've got him. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I didn't read this bit. If the half ogre wins an attack round, roll one dice. On the roll of 6, the blow from his club knocks you off your feet. This means you must spend the next round of combat getting up again. I didn't read that bit. Okay, I'm going to roll the 4. He's hit us 4 times. I'm going to roll 4 dice. None of them are 6s. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you kill the half ogre, turn to 328. The wife is rustling in the background. The last of the pirates falls. With some relief, you sheathe your sword. It looks as if the pirates have beaten Dreg within an inch of his life. And he's failing fast. You do your best to make the old man comfortable, and he opens his eyes. Thanks, stranger, he gasps. But I'm a goner now. They're up to something, you know. You ask him who he's talking about. Cinnabar's crew, the pirates of the Black Skull. Looking at the hands of Dreg's assailants, you see that that each bears the tattoo of a grinning black skull. I've seen them meeting up again around the taverns in the city. Silas Gallows, Keelhaul Jack, Old Crivens, even Malu the Witch Doctor. They're planning something, all right. Rumor says that Miral the Red found Cinnabar's body and that he's not rightly dead. But he's not rightly alive either, see? It's all that voodoo and black magic they meddle in. Not right, so it isn't. Dreg coughs weakly. He's coming back. We'll all be doomed. We're all doomed. Stranger, beware the Black Skull. Bloodbones is coming back, and then he is gone. Laying the old man down, you ponder his last words and what your next action should be. So Cinnabar is not really dead. In that case, you may still be revenged. But what did Dreg mean when he said that Cinnabar is not really alive either? Dreg has given you several clues about your enemy and where you should start your search for him. The old man mentioned that the pirates of the Black Skull were gathering again in the port of Crabs, so they may have a hidden base somewhere in the city. Yeah, Fat Gamer. I mean, you can give me your home address if you want. It's no use to me watching 2 different streams at once. You now have several options open to you. You could visit some of the taverns and inns yourself in the hope of finding out more, or you could go to the notorious gambling pits, a possible source of information and a way of increasing your gold pieces. Alternatively, it might be a good idea to equip yourself better at the markets before you set out on your quest. Or you could try to find out more about the Black Skull and the cult. Then again, you might do well to get the help of the authorities. Although Governor Montago has certainly allowed the port to remain a safe haven for buccaneers and freebooters, of course, you could abandon your search for further information and instead look for the pirates' hidden base. Right, there's a lot of options here. Do we go to the taverns? Do we go to the gambling pits? Do we go to the markets? Do we try and find out more about the Black Skull and the cult? Do we go to the authorities? Or do we abandon our search and instead look for the pirates' hidden base? So hopefully chat are paying attention, not what that might be what they're doing, home and now they might be watching another stream and just not paying attention to me.
No, that would never happen.
Yeah, of course it would. Of course it would. Oh, that's what it is. You have to free stuff. The other streams giving away a hoodie. I don't give away free stuff. That's the problem.
I feel cheated.
Elfbait, it's Friday night. Just go to work. Hello, Space Canuck Man. Right, let's see what people are voting now. People are engaging. Right, so we've got Frank going for markets, Roland's going for gambling pits, Brian reckons search for the hidden base.
I like
Daniel reckons get weapons, go gambling. So you said weapons first, so that's markets. So it's 2 votes for markets and 2 votes for gambling pits. I've got the day off tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Back in Wednesday. Back in Wednesday to Saturday, then off again Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I need more votes because we are tied at the moment. Gambling pits, 2 votes. Markets, 2 votes. 1 vote for the hidden base. Omen Owl has not voted.
I thought I did. I thought I said I wanted to go to the gambling pits.
Oh, you said gambling pits. Okay, so we've got 3 gambling pits. If no one else votes, we're going to go with gambling pits. Getting the dice rolling. Bit of roulette. Poker. Gambling pits it is then. Remember, I do have a slight delay on this, so if someone else has voted, then I do apologize. 303 is gambling pits. The gambling pits lie within the areas of the city known as the Claws. And the Claws. The poorest and most dangerous part of the city. The pits themselves are housed in a vast stone building with a large iron-studded oak door. This entrance is flanked by 2 troll guards. As you walk past them and through the door, they give you a cursory glance, and one says roughly, "Remember, no fighting." Inside the gambling pits lie under a thick cloud of pipeweed smoke and are packed with the unsavory and roguish clientele, as you would expect. Mingling with the crowds, you check out the different games that are on offer. After a brief look round, you discover 3 that interest you. Which will you investigate further? The Arrow of Providence, Calabrius's Calculator, or the Amazing Armano? So there's no poker, blackjack, and anything like that. We've got Arrow of Providence, Calabrius's Calculator, or the Amazing Armano. Or we can choose to leave the gambling pits. 4 options to choose from. Off you go.
Let's go for the calculator.
Is that a good idea?
Probably not, but that never stopped me. Not for these games.
Right. So with Omen Owl's vote, we've got 2. Hello, Slan. Yes, people have got obligations at this time of year. Yeah, we died in House of Hell. we died very quickly. We're on another book now. We're on Blood Bones. So Daniel has said Arrow. Only 1 to go for Arrow. Omanal has said calculator. Brian has said calculator. Roland has said amazing Armano, and Frank has said amazing Armano. So we have a tie at the moment. We need one more vote. We're in the gambling pits. So Slan, make a quick decision. We're in the gambling pits in this seedy pirate city, and we've got 3 games to choose from: Arrow of Providence, Calabrius's calculator, or the amazing Armano, or we can leave. And as you're a regular, Slan, I think you should have the casting vote. No pressure. 13 people in chat now. It is slowly gathering a bit of steam. It's a bit of a slow one tonight, but that'll be Christmas. That'll be Christmas. Right, Slan has spoken. The amazing Armano it is. Turn to number 9. Beneath a brightly painted banner bearing his name sits the amazing Armano. The man has the look of a Lendellander about him, whatever that means, with sallow skin, slanting eyes, and a long, thin moustache. Fu Manchu. He is performing a trick with 3 playing cards and has attracted a small crowd of curious onlookers. 2 of the cards are black, 1 is white, and the aim of the game seems to be to guess which of the cards is the white one when they've been shuffled and laid face down on the table in front of the man. To play the game, you have to place a stake of 2 gold pieces to win a potential prize of 10 gold pieces. Although at the moment no one seems to be having much luck against Armano, shall we try and play 3 cards, 2 black, 1 white? We've got to try and find the white one. Stake 2 gold pieces to win 10. The odds say that people should be winning at this. If they're not, he's cheating. Do we want to play, or shall we go on to one of the other games? Or shall we leave?
It's 3-card Monty.
Up
Don't
to
trust
you.
it.
I've just got to plug my phone in because it's just told me the battery's about to die. We've got 21 gold pieces, Brian. We have a lot of gold to play with. You might be right, Roland. You might be right. Hello, Squirrel. Yes, play with our dice. These ones.
You know, that's one thing I never bought were loaded dice. I wish I had.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to get loaded dice. They're both 1s and 6s, so then it can. You just swap them up, so people can't tell if you're cheating or not. No, it's no.
Okay, so Daniel says trust the dice. Frank says play. Roland says no. Brian says let's try one game of this.
I don't mind the dice. I don't trust the guy that has the 3-card Monty.
Yeah. So it's 3-1 at the moment towards playing. Anybody else want to vote? Squirrel says play. Right. We've got now 4 playing. 14 people in chat at the moment. We've still got a lot of lurkers. A lot of lurkers. So let's play. Turn to 32. Page number 32. You do not have long, and Fat Gamer says play as well. You do not have long to wait for your turn. Deduct 2 gold pieces from our adventure sheet. I have done that. We're down to 19. Eagle-eyed, you watch closely as the man shows you where the white card is, and then places all the cards face down on the table. He deftly switches their positions at incredible speed, but you keep concentrating on the white card. When he finally stops, you point to the card you are sure is the white one. With a smile, Armano turns it over and reveals it to be black. You have a sneaking suspicion that the amazing Armano is conning you. Do you want to challenge him about this suspected fraud, play another game just to be sure, or move on? Challenge him, play another game, or move on.
Challenge. Let's do this.
That's no worry, Frank. You're voting on most of them. It's there's still about 10 lurkers here. 16 people in chat now. We are starting. It's getting busier. Brian, by play another game, it means play another game of this rather than choose a different game. So, do we play dice again? Do we challenge him, or do we try a different game?
I say challenge. We know he's cheating us. Challenge him.
Brian reckons we go over to calculator. Omanel, Frank, and Slan are all for challenging him. Challenge has got 5 votes now. I'm going to go with challenge. Sorry, Brian. 258. Yeah, I mean, I can see your logic in your choice, Brian. But one thing we should have picked up now on this Fighting Fantasy thing. We pretty much know the route through House of Hell in order to get weapons and clues or whatever early on. And in our last run through, chat decided not to go that way. Decided to go some completely different way and ended up downstairs without a weapon. So fair enough. Fair enough. You accuse me of cheating? Exclaims Armano, incensed. I have never been so insulted in all of my days. Just because my hand is faster than your eye? Angered by the trickster's words, you jump to your feet and in doing so knock over the table. The 3 cards fall onto the floor. They are all black. Armano must have palmed the white card. You were right all along. Cursing the man, you prepare to unsheath your sword, but stop, feeling a strong hand on your shoulder. The gruff voice of a troll growls in your ear. I said no fighting. Before you can stop them, the 2 trolls snatch your sword from you and between them deposit you weaponless with your pride bruised in the street outside. Without your sword, you'll have to fight with your attack strength reduced by 3. Okay. No. Yeah. So we've got our skill has dropped to 6. We've lost 2 gold, and our stamina is currently at 11. And there was a time thing in this one, and we've spent 2 hours in the gambling pit.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a time thing in here.
I only remembered when it said there add 2 hours. Just another way of failing. Choosing a location you haven't already visited. Where do you want to go now in your search for information? So we've already been to the gambling pits. Do we go to the taverns and inns of the city? Do we go to the markets? Do we go to the temple quarter? Or go to see the governor? Or we could go looking for the pirate's secret base. So
And we always go see the
options.
governor.
Taverns, markets, temple quarter, governor, or pirate secret base. 13 people in chat. Make your choice. Yeah, Slan, there's a few of us who are on the Christmas spirit. I do get the feeling that chat just wants the most interesting and calamitous route through these books rather than the common sense route. I don't know what is leading me towards that. Meanwhile, I'm on another Guinness. Ready for the... There we go. The sound of a Friday night with no work on Saturday. Because the Saturday girl in our shop is there tomorrow. I did have to work an extra Tuesday this week, which is why you didn't get a video on the channel on Tuesday. Because it was Christmas week. Just got to cover the camera.
3 minutes.
How many minutes?
3. Well,
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm blocking the camera because my wife is camera shy and she you probably hear her behind me. So just gonna I stopped at the pub on the way home for 3 hours. The wife said, "Don't come back home drunk and crabby." I told her I won't be home.
Oh, okay.
You do as you're told.
No, it's not. This is a message from somebody in chat, not me. I don't do as I'm told anyway.
You do as you're told, you know.
I do as I'm told. You have to, don't you? Anyone got any ideas? Is the common sense answer secret? But I haven't got a clue what the common sense answer is. Just everyone seems to want to go to the tavern for more drinks. Because we've got 4 votes for taverns. Daniel, is your wife paying attention to the stream then? Is that what it is? You're getting yourself in trouble. Squirrel's saying tavern as well. Looks like we're going to the tavern. My arms begin to ache.
Oh, only a couple more minutes.
My arms begin to ache.
Do some more work.
Okay, I'm going to do that. There we go. I'll read like that. So there we go.
No, 'cause you can still see me.
Can't see it. You can't see it, can you? No.
No.
They're not.
No. Taverns, page 150.
No, we just believe that you have that playing in the background.
What's that?
Oh, your wife.
Yeah. Problem is, there's now a shadow on my book and I can't read it very well.
Oh.
My microphone is casting a shadow on the book.
I'm done now.
Oh, she's done. She's done. There we go. There we go. Oh, you're in the bar, are you, Daniel? Still. So you are on the stream in a bar at the moment. Fair enough. You missed nothing, Squirrel. You just missed my wife putting clothes away. That's all. You visit many of the seediest drinking establishments in the city, including the Cat and Cockroach, Angar's Mutiny, and the Barnacle Tavern. However, your inquiries and investigations attract the attentions of those whose interest you did not want to arouse. Having just left yet another smoky barroom, you suddenly find yourself confronted by a group of pirates and black-robed devotees. They have been alerted to your mission by your endless inquiries. Realizing the danger you are in from Cinnabar's cronies, you run for it, as there are far too many for you to fight by yourself. This book doesn't seem to be the greatest so far. It might be why they didn't publish it originally, but let's see how we get on. It says, test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to whatever number. Test our luck. Yes, we are lucky. We got a luck of 9. Not to roll 9 or lower on 2d6, and I rolled 9 exactly. So we are lucky, which probably means we've escaped. Yeah. Right. Somehow you managed to evade capture by running through the alleyways and back streets of the port. Add 1 hour to your total. So if we do play this book again, no gambling pits and no tavern. We haven't got L to make a note. If it is still daylight, I don't know if it's still daylight. What time of day did we start at? Let me just check that first bit. Is it still daylight? What time? Got no idea. Got no idea if it's daylight or not. Let me just check the time rules. I suppose I should have done this before, shouldn't I? No worries. No worries, Fat Gamer. I'm just going to go silent for a moment as well because I don't know what time it is. The battles, luck, skill, stamina, time. Oh. Yeah, I know it's 11:15. 12 minutes past 11 to be precise. One big difference between me and the missus. The time is currently 12 minutes past 11. I consider that to be 10 past 11. She considers that to be quarter past. She does things early. I do everything late. Yeah, I believe it's still daylight. We've only been going for 3 hours. We'll assume it's daylight. 334. Choosing a location you haven't already visited. Where do you want to go now? The markets, the temple quarter, or go and see the governor? Or shall we look for the pirates' hidden base? So, markets, temple quarter, governor, or pirates' base. 4 choices.
I just keep us thinking, we want to go see the governor. So, I guess the markets would be good too, but
I think, yeah, we've lost our sword, haven't we? So,
yeah, the market would be good in that case.
Yeah. Brian, the pirates' hidden base. He's voted for that every single time so far.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's being outvoted again. Brian, they'll eventually come round to the idea that looking for the pirates' hidden base is probably a good idea. But we do need a sword, and we could probably do with some food as well because we've lost quite a bit of stamina. So we're going to the markets, 365. The port's sprawling markets lie within the merchant quarter, which runs from Farthing Lane to Moneylenders Street. You have two possible options now. Shall we look for practical equipment, or bear with me? You know they can hear you, Beck.
She's
Right.
okay with that. She
Yeah.
just can't be seen. She has to be.
Yeah, she doesn't mind being heard. It doesn't mind being seen. That's right. Yeah.
It's the opposite of what they tell women. No.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Right. Practical equipment, or shall we go to the bazaar with its more exotic and expensive wares? Practical or exotic? That's your choice.
I like exotic myself, but
Don't need to know what you type into Google on a nightly basis, Evan. That game you're playing looks very intense.
oh, this one? Yeah, I'm getting my butt kicked at the moment. So
Is that your gaming face though? That's what
I
concentration.
guess so. Oh man. I have a team that kind of ignores me all the time. We have one guy that runs off, and to be fair, I sometimes was that guy, so I can't blame
What
him
is
too
he?
much.
What is it you're playing?
Warhammer 2 Vermintide.
Right. I've never played it. I doubt my computer could cope.
Here we go.
We've got 3 votes for practical and 2 votes for exotic so far. Any other votes? Omen said he likes exotic, so I'm going to count that as a vote for exotic. So we're at 3-3.
Yes.
So next vote, I'm going to say gets it. Practical or exotic?
One exotic. I just have a feeling that we might find something cool there.
I think Brian is thinking about things, though. And he's backing up his choices there. Weapons are practical. Correct. Slan has the casting vote again. Practical. And Space Canuck Man agrees with him. There we go. We're now 5-3. Sorry, you fans of the exotic. Scouring the various stalls, you soon find a number of items that might be of use to you on your quest. You may buy any of the things on the list as long as you have enough money. On the list, there's rope, there's food, there's a cutlass, there's a throwing dagger, there's a chainmail coat, there's a flask of grog, there's a poison antidote, and there are gas globes. The cutlass is simply, as it says here, the cutlass is simply a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I liked going for the chainmail, and I like going for the cutlass.
The throwing dagger you can use before a combat. It says here.
Okay.
Use it from range. Chainmail reduces your opponent's attacking strength,
Yes, we want chainmail.
but it you must add one to your roll whenever you have to test your skill.
Okay.
The grog is invigorating and will restore up to 4 stamina points. Plus, you get +1 for your attack strength the next combat as well. The poison antidote is effective against toxins. And there are 3 glass globe. Poison antidote has 3 uses. There are 3 glass globes, which look like small glass spheres filled with swirling mist. And you can reduce opposing attack strength by 2 points if you use one. The only ranged weapon is a throwing dagger, which you can use in the first round of combat, before the first round of combat. So, rope, extra provisions to allow us to get food. Cutlass. I will say a cutlass is 8 gold pieces, and we have 19 left. Throwing daggers, 3 gold pieces. Chainmail coat is 6. Flask of grog is 3. Poison antidote is 4. Gas globes are 6 gold pieces for 3. Rope is 1. Extra provisions are 1. We've lost our sword, Frank. Brian reckons chainmail, cutlass, and throwing dagger, which would come to 17 gold pieces of our 19. If you agree with that, type in yes, Brian.
You can get the yes, Brian.
Everyone's going for the sword and the
For the cutlass? Or the...
Yeah, everyone's going for the cutlass and the chainmail. I think that's a good idea. So, cutlass, chainmail. That actually narrows down the choices, doesn't it? So that leaves us with 5 gold pieces. So our cutlass restores our skill, and our chainmail. In combat, we get +1 attack strength, but when testing skill, it's -1 because it's cumbersome. That's fine. So there are other options, and people are a little all over the place with this. Throwing dagger, we've got 5 gold pieces left. Rope is 1. Meals are 1 each. Throwing daggers 3. Flask of grog's 3. Poison antidotes 4 for 3 uses. Gas globes 6 for 3 uses. And we didn't really have any agreement on these.
I figure we'll need a rope somewhere.
Likely, isn't it? That's the get out, Frank. The leave it for me to decide. If I decide, that the dice decide. The way I've done things in the past, I would just roll the d6. Roland might have a point.
Yeah, that may be true, Roland.
You know what? We're all gamers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shall I just roll a d6? Hello, Jane. Happy Christmas. I'm just going to roll a d6. And if we've got enough money for the item, we buy it. If we don't, we don't. And I'm going to keep going until we've got no money left. Is that fair?
Seems good to me.
Okay. 5th one down. Poison antidote. We have 1 gold piece left. 3 uses. Rope or extra provisions. 50-50. 50-50. Odds, rope, evens, provisions. It's a 1. It's rope. There we go. And we have no cash left. That's a fair way of doing it. Too late, Brian. I've already rolled. There is a slight delay on between the chat and it coming through on StreamYard. So I say, Joel, got to be quick. All right. Okay. We really can't go looking for more exotic items because we've got no gold left, have we? So shall we leave the markets now? Does that make sense? I'll give you the option.
Oh, yeah, if we have nothing else, we better go.
Yeah, leave the markets. Turn to 111. Right, okay. It made sense, so I think, because we'd lost our sword. Maybe if we hadn't lost our sword, going for the exotic ones would have been add 1 hour to our total. As you're walking along Traders Street away from the market, you cannot help but notice a roguish figure standing on the corner of Lobster Alley. The man is gaunt and scrawny in his later years, and with several days' growth of stubble. He also has an eye patch. Excuse me. There's a wooden stump for a leg beneath his right knee, and he wears a long coat and a tricorn hat. A monkey with its own tiny waistcoat is scampering around the man's shoulders. As you walk past the pirate, because yes, it's a stereotypical pirate, you make eye contact and he beckons to you with a glance before turning and hobbling up the alleyway. Do we follow him or do we ignore him? Obvious pirate. Do we follow the obvious stereotype pirate, Long John Silver, or do we ignore him and go on our way? Up to you.
Oh, I think that we should. Yeah, that's follow. I'll agree with Squirrel Hermit on this one.
So 2 votes for follow. Every week there's one person whose options never get chosen. And this week it's Brian.
Oh, okay.
Brian is the one who's going against the crowd. But the crowd got us killed in our last one. The crowd keep getting us killed, to be honest. One of these days, I'm going to play one of these books and just go with the options that nobody goes for, because I think that's the way of being successful. Okay, we're going to follow him. Perhaps they are right. Yeah, perhaps they're right, Brian. Despite having a wooden leg, the old rogue moves quite before you can catch up with it. As you are about to round the corner, you have misgivings about your latest course of action. Do we continue to follow him, or do we go back the way we've just gone? Do we listen to our intuition, or are we bloody-minded? Continue to follow, or go back the way we came. It might have been a bit of a clue saying it's a rogue. So yeah, we've got 3 people for chickening out. Brave Sir Robin. Are you doing this on purpose, Brian? If Brian says follow, everybody else says leave. Any more votes? Any more? Are we committed, or should we be committed? Is that?
I'm sure we should be committed, but not to any action.
Yeah, that's the point. Yes. Yes. At the moment, leaving is winning. But 4 leave, 1 follow. Anybody else want to vote? We need a sudden rush for follows, though, for one of Brian's choices to be chosen. Leave, it's a trap. Yeah, go on. I think that, yeah, go on. Yeah. Go back the way we've just come. 266. You turn around and come face to face with 2 black-robed figures, their faces hidden by the hoods of their habits. Wielding heavy koshes, the devotees advance on you. We have to fight them both. We were being suckered into the alley, but we might have just got a chance to get away. But our skill with the fact that we've got a cutlass now is a lot better. We get +1 due to having the armor. So we've got a big advantage. We'll drive this advantage home. That's better. Let's see the dice now. We've got a 3-point advantage on the dice against the first one, and a 4-point advantage. So we'd have to be very unlucky to even get hit, I think. Oh, that's 4 difference. I rolled 4, he rolled 8, so that's a tie. Yeah, we've killed him. That was always going to happen. That degree of advantage. So if we win, turn to 126. Your opponent slumped to the ground, and you turn around to deal with the treacherous pirate. The old rogue is already fleeing as fast as he can along the alley. You run after him, but hearing your approach, the man spins round and lets fly a dagger. Okay, we test our skill. Not good.
We have chainmail, don't we? So that means that we lose one.
But I've rolled 4 and our skill's 8, so we're okay.
Okay.
And there he is. Artwork. That's not a bad piece of artwork, actually. Him flinging a dagger at us. It's better than the other piece of artwork. So we succeed. 173. You duck just in time to avoid being hit by the dagger, then close in on the old pirate. Arr. The pirate unsheaths a long knife with which to defend himself. You ain't taken old Crivens yet, he spits vehemently. Come any closer and I'll slit your gizzard. Ignoring the old man's threats, once again you engaged in battle. Remember they mentioned Crivens, didn't they, at the start, being one of the bad guys. So while you are fighting its master, the villain's pet monkey does its best to distract you, climbing all over you and biting you. As a result, for the duration of this battle, you must reduce your attack strength by 1 point, and every attack round roll. If the number rolled is even, you must lose 1 stamina point as the monkey has bitten you.
I hate monkeys.
So we've effectively got a skill of 9 for this round. He's got a skill of 8, and I've got to roll extra dice as well to see if we get bitten. We've hit him once. But does the monkey bite us? Odds or evens? Evens. That's 1 stamina off. He's won that round. We're down to 8 stamina. We've won that round. So he's down to... He's not got a lot of stamina. It's just it's going to hurt us. And I've rolled even again. So we're down to 7 stamina. We're beating him, but his monkey is biting us. Because I keep rolling even.
So the monkeys do more damage than he is. Yeah.
Yeah. We tie, but does the monkey even again? 5 stamina. Got him. Got him. That hurt us. That hurt us a lot. As Criven's monkey scampers away, you make a quick search of the bodies of your assailants, each of which has the mark of the black skull on their right hand. The devotees carry no possessions, but the old pirate is a different case entirely. About his person, Crivens has a purse containing 6 gold pieces and a very unusual coin. Almost twice the size of a gold piece, its face bears the image of a crab. It is a doubloon. Turning it over, you are surprised to discover that the other side has also been stamped with a picture of a crab. Doubloons have not been minted in the port of Crabs for 2 centuries, and as a consequence are rare and of great value. The coin you hold in your hands, however, is obviously a counterfeit, as it has 2 heads. From this, you can only surmise that someone has been trying to mint their own doubloons, no doubt as a way to raise some money. You may also take Criven's throwing dagger. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that allows us to potentially wound an opponent before battle. You may reclaim dagger after the fight. So it's only the first round you can use it. Dreg told you that Criven's was one of Cinnabar's old crew, so they obviously knew that you were onto them. You'll have to be careful not to attract their attentions further. Hurriedly, if somewhat cautiously, you set off again away from the markets. If you have the word Denalsi written on your adventure sheet, no, we haven't. Okay, so we do not. Turn to 334. Hello, Louis. Louis or Lewis, however you want to pronounce that. Lewis, I would imagine. Louis would be French. Okay, choosing a location you haven't already visited. Where shall we go now? Shall we go to the Temple Quarter, Governor Montago, or shall we go to the Pirates' secret base? I will say now, I only speak 2 languages. English.
I speak English
and,
and bad English. Oh.
I speak English and a bit of French, and I can read a little bit of Latin.
I learned a little bit of Latin. I'm trying to learn Russian.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Konnichiwa.
My family are shouting things in other languages. Yeah, that was Japanese, and Holly, you said something in Spanish, didn't you? There, hola.
Hola.
Hola, yes, hola.
Hola.
Auf Wiedersehen is German. Yes, you're right.
Yes. I used to know a little German.
Ein Bier bitte.
Zwei Bier bitte.
2 Bier bitte. 3 Bier bitte.
Bahnhof. What is that? Is that a pub? Train.
Yes, that is railway station, isn't it? Hauptbahnhof.
Yes. And then the U-Bahn. Well, I used to live in Germany, so it's not that.
U-Bahn is that the underground?
Ein Bruder.
Yes.
Ein Hund.
Ein Hund. Yes, ein Hund.
Hund.
It's Hunt. The D is pronounced T. Hunt. It's not pronounced Hund. It's written Hund. So I'm a pedant. Sprechen mit den Bürgermeister. That'll be talk to the person who makes burgers. Yeah. Yeah, the Burgermeister is the mayor. Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the thing about my family. Don't care about being noisy in the background. They just don't want to be seen on camera. That's all it is.
I am a sibling 20 years.
I guess the real question is why does your wife know so much German?
18.
Did you? How many years of German did you do at school, Beck?
5.
You did 5 years of German.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She has 5 years of German at school. That's why.
Okay.
She's remembering odd words.
Oh.
Major's musings. We died in House of Hell, but we're still alive in Bloodbones. I don't know. I can't remember at which point you left us. Currently, my fingers with odd uses of other languages.
Wow.
Brian is being really sensible in playing this.
Night.
Good night.
Night. Guten Abend. Guten Abend.
So we have got some options here. We have got some options. Have we all decided to go for the mayor? Is that what it is? Speak to the mayor. Yeah, okay. Okay, speak to the mayor. I don't speak a word of Spanish, Lewis. I'm sorry. Right, then we get to the mayor. 103. Slan is just showing off now.
What's he speaking?
Well, I think English is Slan's second language anyway.
Oh yeah, isn't
sure.
he?
Pretty sure French. Yeah, French is first language. Or he's equally good at both. Okay, we're going to go and see the mayor. The old fort, the residence of the governor of the Port of Crabs, stands at the top of the hill on which most of the old town quarter of the city is built. You climb the hill and arrive at a grim stone building. The whole edifice looks like it could withstand an army's onslaught for weeks, even though it is now several centuries old. As you approach the guard at the gate, he asks you your business, and you demand an audience with the Governor Montaga. Oh, yeah, sneers the guard. I can't let just anyone in here, can I? It's more than my job's worth. If you want to try bribing him, decide how many gold pieces you will offer the guard. Alternatively, we could threaten him with cold steel, or if we don't want to try either of these options, we'll have to leave. So Slan speaks English is his third language after German and French and a bit of German.
Oh.
Yeah, well, puts us all to shame.
Is he technically a polyglot once you get up to 3? Or
I do know what that means, Slan. That is a beer, please.
Oh.
1 beer, please. It looks like bribery is our course of actions. So we've got 6 gold pieces. How many do you want to bribe him with of those 6? We have to decide that before we turn the page.
Uh-oh.
Over to you in chat. Well, Frank, you said you were on your 7th cider earlier on. So I'd imagine things are getting a bit wonky. That's the word. Think of a number between 1 and 6.
Oh.
Sounds like you're going to sleep well tonight, Frank. It really does. Really does. Squirrel's trying to vote twice.
I'd say 4. That gives us at least a 66% chance.
I'm just going to take an average. And the average is 3. So that is a simple way of doing it. Keep it simple, stupid. 3 gold pieces. How many gold pieces are you offering? Is it less than 5? Nobody offered the full 6 gold pieces. It's less than 5, so we turn to 22. You must be joking, laughs the guard. Now clear off before I forget I'm having a good day. Shall we persist in trying to enter the old fort, or shall we leave and go elsewhere? Are we going to push it, or are we going to leave?
We're going to use cold steel on him?
I don't know what Bien Rico means, Lewis. I don't know what Ciano means. There's no option to offer 6, Brian. Persist. Everyone wants to persist so far. Don't take no for an answer. $49. Does anyone know what Lewis is actually saying here with Rico, Bien Rico, and all that sort of stuff?
No, I don't know what the Rico is referring to.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna same things over and over again.
There's always a good way of doing that.
At once, I think we're in trouble. At once, the guard pulls a chain which sets off a jangling of bells inside the fort. Almost immediately, the gates open and what seems like half the city guard pour out to surround you. Turn to 236.
This might be a short one.
Yeah. Lewis, are you a bot? And C says yes. So I'm here we go. Uh, 236. I've just put Lewis in 5 minutes of timeout and let's see what happens. Overcome by the guards, you soon find yourself languishing in a stinking prison cell. Add an hour. Okay. Eventually, a stern-faced figure appears at the grill in the cell door. It's the head of the city guard, Captain Snide. Captain, I've got to do a snidey voice, haven't I? Enjoying your stay, he says, with a mocking sneer. Well, let's say 10 gold pieces and you can go on your way. Will you pay the sadistic captain the bribe, if you can afford to, or will you wait and attempt to get out by yourself when the coast is clear? We haven't got a choice. We've got 6 gold pieces, so we're going to have to wait and attempt to get out by ourselves.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yeah, uh-oh. Have it your way, Snide declares. Before leaving, nobody comes to your cell that night, so you do not have an opportunity to bluff your way out of this predicament, and the door is far too sturdy to break down. By the time you do get out of this dungeon, you'll be far too late to stop the pirates of the Black Skull. Thanks to a grave injustice, you have failed in your mission. Yes,
Well,
I do. Yeah,
we did die.
I will do a nasal voice. Yeah. We're dead. So we now failed that one once.
Wait. Did we die or we just failed the mission? There's 2 different. Those are 2 very different things.
We failed the mission. We failed the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's another one going to the failed pile. The grave injustice of being poor. That is true. That is true. Yes. Life's a bitch, as we know. I'm not going to start another book tonight because we've only got 11 minutes before Max starts his Legion of Myth stream. I don't want to cross over. Don't tread on any toes. And I've been going for 2 hours and 19 minutes so far. I do normally do 2 hours on a Friday-ish. So that's about right, isn't it?
Yes.
I do have to regulate how many hours I do on a Friday because of the 20-hour limit of the StreamYard free plan.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because $25 a month to ensure I get every Friday stream in is expensive. If I was streaming for 3 or 4 nights a week, I'd do that because it's not a lot of money. It's just how much will I get out of it? Will there be a stream next Wednesday? What date is next Wednesday? Well, yes, I do need to tell you about this. Next Wednesday is we've got a family birthday. I don't, Beck, what are we doing next Wednesday for Jake's birthday? Anything? She's asleep. Next Wednesday is our son's 16th birthday. So
very good.
I don't know what he's what's planned. I haven't been told anything. I can't promise because obviously a 16th birthday is a 16th birthday.
Dad,
What?
I'm having a football match in the evening.
Huh?
I'm having a football match in the evening. Might just lunch for Jake.
Okay. And my daughter just said she might have a football match on the evening as well. So provisionally, probably no stream next Wednesday. I'm going to have to say that now. So we might have to wait till next Friday. But that's what happens over this time of year. But it's not Christmas things. It's a birthday and the chance of a football match. 16 is old enough to ride a motorbike in the UK.
So
he can get his provisional motorbike, two-wheel motorized vehicle license, a small motorbike.
Okay, so here in the US, I think it's 15 for usually a learner's permit to drive, and then 16. But if you get a hardship, you can actually start at 15 to drive. So we'll see if I can get my son under a hardship because he lives with his mom and she does all this stuff. So that'll make it easy for me.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for coming along and joining in. It's 17 for 4-wheeled vehicles here to get your provisional license. 16 for 2-wheeled motorized vehicles, and 16. It means if we go out for a meal, he can have a beer with us while at a restaurant while eating as well at the age of 16.
So here, I think that we can allow our children to drink, but a lot of places don't even want to deal with it. So it's like, that's really, I think, up to the vendors, but for the restaurants. But I know my son, he doesn't like to drink anyway. So I'm like, okay. He's like, I am. Even when I've offered it to him, he's like, no.
During the World Cup, I took him to the shop, just at the end of the road. Mm-hmm. And we did have our first father and son watching football, drinking beer night.
Well, that's very good.
Great. It was great. It's one of those sort of firsts in life. And we just sat down and we had some beers and we had a chat and we watched football. And that's what you're meant to do.
No, that is good. All right, I'll let you go, and so you have an enjoyable Christmas, and hopefully, no one gets stabbed over. Well, you don't have turkey there, so. No. I always laugh because you look at it and it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's like one brother stabs another one. And really, just don't go see them.
We have chicken and gammon for our Christmas dinner. We haven't had turkey. We used to have turkey every year, but my kids don't particularly like it. It's a bit dry.
I don't like turkey, and really the only time it isn't dry isn't the way that they tell you how to make turkey, because I've had some barbecue turkey, which was really nice smoked turkey, and that one was really tender. But there's only one place I know that does that, so. But I don't believe it.
The shame is, there's always a lot of meat left on the turkey afterwards, and I like making a turkey curry and things like that afterwards. But no, we've got a couple of chickens, we've got gammon, and we'll have a good old roast dinner.
Yeah. I
I'm quite
usually
happy
have
to have
steak.
turkey.
I always have steak, so that makes it easier for me now.
But so I'm going to draw this stream to a close. Thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you all for being part of my channel over this last year or so since I've started streaming. It's been a lot of fun making some friends. I think I'm making friends anyway. I mean, you might not consider me to be a friend or anything, but I think I'm making friends. And have a good Christmas all. Have a few beers, enjoy yourselves, put your feet up, get fat, eat food, enjoy your presents, and I'll see you on the next stream, which will probably be next Friday. Thank you, Owen Al, for joining me. Thank you, chat, for taking part. And till next week, see you all.
Have a good night, all.